Hi guys, welcome to our channel Knowledge of Life Edu. In this video, I will talk about on lack of iron. Before starting this topic, I request to all of you please like our videos and please share to your friends and don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to space the bell icon. So let's start today's topic lack of iron. The lack of a nuclear membrane in prokaryote gives ribosome direct access to mRNA transcript, allowing their immediate transcriptions into peptides. This makes transcription the rate-limiting step in prokaryotic gene expression and therefore a major point of regulation. The basic example of prokaryotic gene regulations is that the lack operon. The operon is a genetic unit that produces the enzyme necessary for the digestion of lactose. The lactose operon, also known as the lack operon, is a set of genes that are specific for uptake and metabolism of lactose and is found in Escherichia coli and other bacteria. The lack operon consists of three structural genes. LAC-Z, which codes for beta-galactosidase and which acts to cleave lactose into galactose and glucose. LAC-Y gene, which codes for Lac permease, which is a transmembrane protein necessary for lactose uptake. And LAC-A gene product lactose acetylase has an unknown and not only necessary function. But one study said that LAC-A gene, which codes for a trans acetylase that transfer as an acetyl group from coenzyme A to the hydroxyl group of galactosidase. Now I am talking about activator, repressor and operants. In the 5' end with respect to LAC-Z is the LAC-I gene, which encodes a repressor of the LAC operand, which is transcribed independently from the structural gene. The repressor protein is the GOX RNA polymerase. The repressor protein is produced continuously by the I gene and which is not under regulatory control. The repressor itself is formed from subunits that self-assemble to form the active tetramer. When present, the inducer, which is allolactose, binds to the repressor subunits, preventing their assembly into an active tetramer. And this allolactose is produced from lactose by beta-galactosidase at a steady low rate and thus serve as a lactose signal. And another regulatory component is the catabolite activator protein, which is CAP, and CAP forms an active complex with intercellular cyclic adenosine monophosphate or CAMP, which accumulates in the absence of glucose. So this CAMP is a servation signal, and these CAMP receptor proteins, also known as CRP. And in front of the LAC-Z gene is the promoter whose expression is modulated by the LAC-I repressor and the catabolic activator proteins. And E. coli utilizes preferentially glucose and as a result will not activate the genes to metabolize lactose until there is a sufficiently high level of external lactose that acts an effector and a significantly low level of glucose. Bacterial lac operand in the bacterium Escherichia coli functions by a repression mechanism in which an inhibitor protein, that is LAC-I, and binds to a regulatory site, that is operator, or LAC-O, in the promoter and turns off transcription. On the addition of lactose, the LAC-I protein undergoes a conformational change which changes its binding affinity for the LAC-O sequences or LAC operator sequences. The LAC-I protein thereby comes off the LAC-O sites and transcription can occur. And E. coli uses this system to tightly control the genes required for the use of lactose, and it is completely reversible. And inhibitory proteins LAC-I binds to regulatory sites LAC-O in the promoter and turns off transcriptions of the genes required for lactose metabolism. And on the additions of lactose, the LAC-I protein undergoes a conformational change which change its binding affinity for the LAC-O sequences. The LAC-I protein thereby comes off the LAC-O site and transcriptions of the LAC genes can occur. Here A trans-acylidase, Y permease and Z beta galactosidase, and the promoter, which is binding site for RNA polymerase, that performs transcription. Activator and repressor proteins take part in positive and negative transcriptional regulation. The LAC operon exhibits both negative control and positive control. Under negative control, a regulatory factor is needed to prevent expressions of the LAC operon, whereas under positive control, a regulatory factor is needed to permit expression of the LAC operon. There are four possibilities. First, when glucose present and lactose absent. The condition glucose only. Here, prevent expressions of LAC operon. If lactose is absent and glucose is present, the gene products from the LAC operon are not needed. Thus, a regulatory factor, the repressor protein, prevents LAC operon expression. Since the repressor is produced constitutively and spontaneously assembles as its active tetrameric form, and it is available to bind to the operon and prevent transcription, because if their lactose is absent, so LAC-Z gene do not produce beta galactosidase, and if there is no beta galactosidase activity, so LAC-Y gene do not get any stimulus or stimuli, and it does not produce permease. So transcription, here the prevent the transcription process. Another condition is when glucose present and lactose present. It means both are present. They do not permit expression. Here do not permit expression of the LAC operon even if not prevented by repressor. If both lactose and glucose are present, the regulatory mechanism acts to avoid wasteful expressions of the LAC operon even though the repressor is inactivated by the presence of lactose. RNA polymerase cannot bind to the promoter, since the CAP or CMP complex is absent owing to the presence of glucose. And the another condition is glucose absent, lactose absent. The result is no transcription of the LAC operon occurs. Cycle AMP levels are high because glucose levels are low, so CAP is active and will be bound to the DNA. However, the LAC repressor will also be bound to the operator due to the absence of allolactose, an active acting as a roadblock to RNA polymerase and preventing transcription. So, if cycle AMP levels are high, the result of glucose levels are low, and the result is CAP is active and will be bound to DNA. And the last condition is lactose only present. If lactose is present here, then the transcriptions permit, because lactose only permit expressions of lac operon. If no glucose is present, the gene products from the lac operon are needed to use the lactose for energy. Thus, a regulatory factor, the CAP cycle AMP complex, is needed to permit expressions of the operon, because cycle AMP is starvation signal indicating an absence of glucose, and it is available to form the CAP or cycle AMP complex and permit transcription. Because when the lactose is present, then the gene produces beta galactosidase, which cleave the lactose into glucose to galactose, and LAC-Y, which codes for the lac permease, which is transmembrane protein necessary for lactose uptake. And the next gene produces trans-acetylase enzyme that transfer an acetyl group from coenzyme A to the hydroxyl group of galactosidase. So the repressor LAC-I binds to the operator sequences upstream of LAC-ZYA gene, and prevents transcription of those genes unless the inducer molecules is present. The inducer molecules allolactose signifies the presence of lactose. Allolactose binds to the LAC-I and prevents it from repressing transcription. So an operon is group of genes that are transcribed at the same time, and they usually control an important biochemical process, and they are only found in prokaryotes. And the four situations are possible. When glucose is present and lactose is absent, the E. coli does not produce beta galactosidase. And when glucose is present and lactose is present, the E. coli does not produce beta galactosidase. And when glucose is absent and lactose is absent, the E. coli does not produce beta galactosidase. But when glucose is absent and lactose is present, the E. coli does produce beta galactosidase. In this topic, we will get some question like, if the glucose level is low, then when glucose levels are low, cyclic AMP is produced, and the cyclic AMP attached to the cap and allowing it to bind DNA, and cap helps RNA polymerase to the promoter and resulting high levels of transcription. And in the case of high glucose, no cyclic AMP is made, and cap cannot bind DNA without cyclic AMP. We know that. So transcription occurs only at a low level. And another situation where no lactose, or when lactose is absent, the lac depressor binds tightly to the operator, and it creates in RNA polymerase way and preventing transcription. And with lactose, and which is rearranged lactose or allolactose, binds to the lac repressor and make it let go of the operator, and RNA polymerase can now transcribe the operon. Lactose is present, a small amount of sugar allolactose is formed within the bacterial cell, and this feeds onto the repressor protein at another active site, which is allosteric site. and this causes the refresher protein to change its shape. That is here a change of conformational changes, and it can no longer sit on the operator site. An RNA polymerase can now reach its promoter site and the transcriptions occurs. This slide shows the summarized view of lac operon transcription. Here, when the glucose and lactose both are present, their activator proteins not bound to DNA, and refresher protein lifted off operator site, and RNA polymerase keeps falling off promoter site, and the ultimate result no transcription. And when glucose present and lactose absent, activator protein not bound to DNA, refresher protein bound to operator site, RNA polymerase blocked by the refresher, and the ultimate result is no transcription. When glucose and lactose both are absent, then activator protein bound to DNA, refresher proteins are bound to operator site, and RNA polymerase blocked by refresher, and the ultimate result no transcription. And when glucose is absent and lactose is present, then activator protein bound to DNA, and refresher protein lifted off operator site, and RNA polymerase sits on the promoter site, and the transcriptions occurs. In this video, I discuss on the prokaryotic gene arrangement often into operon, which are multiple coding regions under the control of the same promoter. Often, operons include genes involved in the same metabolic pathway and therefore are needed at the same time. And on one advantage of operon is that the genes within the operons are regulated simultaneously. And I also discussed on the lactose operon of E. coli is the classical example of operon is often used when discussing prokaryotic regulation. So I think this video will help you to understand the whole mechanisms, and if you feel it being awesome, please don't forget to subscribe our channel for regular updates, and please like our videos and share to your friends. Thank you from Knowledge of Life Edu.